He was always afraid, always in pain. He fought so hard but was always stuck in the same place. But when he decided to end it, he realized he just needed to make it right. When someone tells him he's wrong, he replied, I was abandoned and I had to survive. The next scene shows a student writing a will. He wrote, I'm going to die, but before I die, I want to record what school has been like. The hell that I had to live. Three bullies are shown stomping and a student called Da Jun saying happy birthday. A bully steps in cake and tells him to eat it. He ate it, as they laughed and took pictures. A bully named Dian Lee says, I celebrated your birthday, aren't you gonna thank me? Daejin gets in his hands and knees. Dian Lee spanks him and says, he likes it because he has no friends. Daejin wonder, they say people can get used to anything, but there is no way I can get used to the kind of torture they put me through. Suddenly the bell rings and the bullies leave for class, but not before throwing Daejin's slipper off the roof. Daejin tell him to bring another cake tomorrow, they'll celebrate his next birthday. Daejin replied okay. He goes to get his slipper and is immediately yelled at by a teacher. As if getting bullied wasn't enough, he was humiliated in front of the entire school. All the students in the class laughed and mocked him. Daejin only thought was, stop laughing, stop mocking me, please get out. Daejin is in class and thinks, I've decided to stop enduring it like an idiot and finally find peace. He finished writing his will and praise himself for it. He wonder how it would feel like to be dead, but in any case Daejin's life would be ruined. He probably won't see it with his own eyes, but it's good to imagine. What about his family? His overachieving older brother would probably be memorizing vocabulary at his funeral. And his sister would be in her phone. As for his parents, would they even care that their mediocre son has gone? But before he dies he should at least say goodbye. There at the dinner table, his mom is working late, so he tells his father he's sorry for demanding more allowance and being a giant pain. His dad asks him to move, he can't see the TV. A crime has been committed, a high school student kills 7 of his fellow classmates. Reporters are everywhere asking if he feels bad for what he's done. He responds, I am not a murderer. Everyone probably wondering what I'm saying, that killing them wasn't the answer no matter how much they bullied me. Do you know the guys that I kill? They mock my family and made my life a living hell every day. Did you have to deal with those monsters? I don't even consider them human. I have a message for all the losers. If anyone tells you to forgive those bastards, tell them to F off. Don't end your life. Aren't you pissed? Are you really the one that deserves to die? So do whatever it takes to survive. Daejin dad berates the speech, but Daejin claps in his head. In the night he only thought of ways to kill his bullies and the consequences. He begins to chicken out, but if he doesn't do it, he'll always be Daejin Lee punching bag, and that's too unfair. He searched for a weapon and practiced stabbing with a pillow. The next day Daejin is in class. He's worried about killing Daejin. He wonders if he should do it some other time, but if they leave him alone he won't have to stab them. Daejin Lee slaps him in the head and asks where's the cake. Daejin wonders, should I kill him now, but who should I stab first, Daejin or his friends? He slowly grabs the screwdriver, and Daejin Lee says, you didn't bring the cake, did you? As soon as he saw his face, Daejin remembers something in science class. There was a guy named Pavlo who experimented with his dog. When the dog hears a bell it begins to salivate in anticipation of food. Just like the dog, when he sees Daejin's face, he feels impending fear. Daejin slaps him repeatedly. Daejin quickly hid the weapon and the bully told him to meet them after school. Later on Daejin brings Daejin to an abandoned building, where food and alcohol were placed. Daejin tells him he never drank alcohol before. Daejin responds, I'll kill you if you don't. He mixes it, making a truly disgusting blend. Daejin says swallow it in one go. Daejin hesitates and says, I don't think I can drink it. Daejin slaps him in his face and says, try talking back to me one more time. Out of fear he drank in, then puke. They repeated this until it was night and Daejin had passed out. Daejin sends his lackey to purchase more. They left and Daejin forces Daejin to swallow alcohol. Daejin is scared, he thinks he might die. He runs outside the building. Daejin grabs him by the hair and drags him away as Daejin screams in pain. Daejin says it gonna be way worse now. As they're about to cross the street, Daejin wonders, I can't do anything when I see his face, but he realized he can't see his face. He pushes him onto the street, hitting a car. He runs straight home wondering if he should turn himself in. That day at school he thinks he'll be arrested. He thinks the cops are setting an ambush for him. Upon entering the class his worries were dissolved. The class was peaceful. A teacher enters the class and tells the students that Daejin Lee was in an accident and the cause was jaywalking. Daejin begins to enjoy school without the torment of bullying. Suddenly a student accused him of pushing Daejin Lee. Daejin remained composed since he didn't hear what the student said. The student friend apologized in his behalf. In a police car parked at the school entrance, the students all gather to see what's happening. A teacher calls Daejin, and he is arrested for attempted murder. A teacher says, "You cops said it was because of jaywalking." A video is shown from a store camera of Daejin pushing Doyeon into a car. He was sent to court, but due to him being bullied, the will he left and being intoxicated at the time. He was only given probation. He's in a meeting with the discipline committee. They called him a disgrace to the school and expelled him. As he left, the students mock and scorn him. Daejin thinks the only place left for me is home. At home, his father kicks him out in the rain. As he wandered the streets, he found himself faced with the lackeys of Doyeon. They say you're gonna pay for what you did. They beat him up in a construction site. Daejin thinks his body is going to break. A bully says you're like the devil. If you beg like a dog, then I'll accept your apology for my good friend Doyeon. Daejin responds, I did nothing wrong. Why won't you bastards leave me alone? This angers the bully and he begins to punch Daejin. While being hit, he takes a brink and hits the bully in the head aggressively. The bullies are upset by his defiance and tells him to put the brink down. Daejin wonders, I get it now. I don't need to feel guilty about trash like them. If I don't want to die, I have to kill.